My name is R.E.D, and this is my city, New York City. Some people see it as the city of dreams, the place where you can see your favorite celebrity on the billboard. But me, I see it as a place where I live, a place where I struggle, a place where I pay my bills. I pass New Yorkers in the street every day and never know their struggle. I never know their story. Like this lady, is she on the phone with her boyfriend? Are they texting each other? Maybe I'm buying the perfect gift for a friend. Maybe I'm working hard. And this guy, maybe he overslept, real tired, missed his stop. But me, I love New York City. This is the place where I live. I invite you to take this journey with me into the lives of everyday New Yorkers. ATBMJ presents New York City Life.
Make it out alive. Alright, alright. No church in a while. No church in a while. No church in a while. No church in a while.
Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? We gonna do it like this. Every time you ready, check it.
What's your name?
My name is Louis.
Louis. Where are you from, Louis?
I'm from Brooklyn now, but I was born in the Bronx, but I was raised in the Dominican Republic. I moved back to the States at the age of 10.
Why do you move back to New York?
Because my mom was here. I mean, all I really wanted to do, when I was away was to come live with my mom. But there was a lot of issues because my mom was, single parent, working night jobs, and she wasn't able to really take care of me.
Do you still have contact with your mom now?
I do. I still have contact with her.
Yeah. How's that relationship now?
It has improved. Definitely.
Yeah.
But it's not the best. But it definitely has improved from what it was before. I guess as I've gotten older, she's just gotten to understand that, things are bound to stay the way they are. They're not going to change.
And what do you mean by things?
As far as me marrying a girl and giving her grandchildren, I will give her grandchildren. I'll probably adopt them because there is a lot of kids in the world that would love to have parents. But,
So you're not marrying a girl?
I'm not marrying a girl because I'm gay.
You're a gay male in New York City?
I am.
What is that?
Crazy?
What is that like?
It's insane, I'll tell you that much. I mean, starting from, where to begin? It's just so much to cover. I mean, just living in New York, period, it's already one thing. And then if you add being gay and then being of color, that's just like, ooh.
Well, what's your nationality?
My parents are from the Dominican Republic.
At what age did you think you might be gay?
I think I always knew. I mean, from the moment that I was attracted to anything, I was attracted to guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it freak you out?
It didn't freak me out until I started to get knowledge about what things were, until I started to find words to identify things like gay or, liking guys or, until I started to break things down and try to find understanding to them. But till then I was kind of okay, I guess, ignoring things and trying to just go with, what other people wanted me to be like.
What age would you say you came out of the closet?
I was at 13 and I was at home and I was talking to a friend from middle school on the phone. Her name is Rachel. I was telling her that I had just met this guy and that I was like, whoa, I met this guy, I like him, I think I'm going to break up with Maria. Maria was this girl that I was dating.
And so you had a girlfriend?
I did have a girlfriend.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, well, I had to cover my foot tracks. My mother would not have been happy if I would have told her that Maria was Mario. And my mom was listening on the other line.
Oh no.
So she just picked up the phone and she's like, hang up right now. So I panicked. I ran, outside of the house and I tried to get away, but she ran behind me, screaming and calling me. And once I stopped to talk to her, she just broke down. She asked me what did she do wrong, and I just kept telling her that she didn't do anything wrong, that this was just who I was. But of course, it's kind of hard for somebody who has no type of experience or understanding in something like this to try to understand. And after that, it just became a really awkward situation. And then we started to really have issues all the time, and things got physical, and, living at home became a little unsafe, to the point where I had to go somewhere else. And go away from my mom for a couple of years.
And where did you go to?
I went to a group home. And not just any group home, but a gay group home. Okay, well, this group home was definitely a crazy group home. I mean, what could you expect? You put a whole bunch of like hormonal, crazy teenagers that are gay inside of a place in an apartment in New York City. It was just like bound to get a lot of craziness.
Now, how many people did you live with in the group home?
Let's see. It must have been about 3 people in the back room, I would say it was like 6 of us. 3, 4. Yeah, like 6 of us.
And how was that experience, just living with other gay teenagers and not really knowing them?
I mean, at first I was excited about it. I was like, yeah, I hit the jackpot. I get to go away from home. I get to be myself. I get to be in a place where I will be understood. And that did happen. But then, of course, you know, with everywhere you go, you have responsibilities and you have things that you have to, you know, priorities and, you know, expectations that I had to fulfill. So it wasn't necessarily that big of a fun house, you know. It was just like, okay, yeah, you're gay, but then there's also, you know, that doesn't, you know, restrict you to just living a certain lifestyle. You still have to, like, you know, do things that every other teen does, like go to school and follow rules and do chores and stuff like that. But as far as like living with these individuals, it was definitely a trip.
So Louis, what's your favorite thing about you? What's your favorite thing about you?
That's interesting. You know, no one has ever asked me that. And I've never really taken the time to think about it. But I think that my favorite thing about me is that at times I could just be enough for myself, you know? I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it totally makes sense.
Yeah, I don't feel like I am dependent sometimes on, like, you know,
You're self-sufficient.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, or so I think. Who knows? But.
Do you feel like you're gay? Is that who you are, or is that just a part of who you are?
That's just a part of who I am. You know, I feel that me being gay only applies to someone who I am like interested in being with.
Someone you're in a relationship with.
Exactly. I mean, if I'm not sleeping with you, then there's no need for you to even inquire whether I'm gay or not, because it's just like that shouldn't be what defines me as an individual. I mean, there's definitely many things that I enjoy doing. You know, I
like
love
what?
writing.
Tell me some things about Louis. What does Louis like to do?
Well, I love playwriting. That's one of my biggest things. I love playwriting. I like writing in general, reading. I like watching films, going out to see shows.
And have you traveled at all?
I have.
Yeah, where you been?
Yeah. Well, as far as like outside of the U.S.
Outside of the U.S.
I've gone back to the Dominican Republic. I've gone to Puerto Rico, even though that's still kind of U.S. I've been to Germany and Berlin, where I have aunts. I've been to Italy. I've been to London, and I think that's about it.
And this is all from a kid that was in a group home.
And that was all from a kid that was in a group home.
That's a wonderful thing.
It is. I'm really grateful. I thank God, because I mean the chances of that were pretty odd. I mean, you have times people that live in one borough have never lived in borough before. You know, you have people that live in Brooklyn and have never been to Queens before. So it's like for you to be able to leave at least, you know, the country or go somewhere. You know, it's important. I feel like a lot of people should go places, even if it's just out of the state. Just go away sometimes. You need just to get a little fresh air.
So we're gonna sum it up. Give me your feelings about New York City.
New York City is crazy. New York City is absurd. It's a new experience every day. There's places in the city that I haven't visited. You see the glam, but then there's also the dark side of the city. There's people who are homeless, people who are sick, people who might not have a bite to eat that day, people who are suffering, people who are misunderstood, and it's sort of like a Gotham City.
Thank you, Louis.
Thank you.